complete. I finished working out, but of course, I took a bath and everything. But y'all, I worked out yesterday, and then I took this long walk. It was like an hour walk. It was straight hiking. It was in the woods or the forest, in nature. It was going from one land that we purchased to another land. It was an intense day, but everything, the things that exercise and in general does, and then exercise in nature, add that to your other exercise, and you won't have no problems, okay? At least on a mental, physical, and spiritual level. What other level is there? You won't have no problems, okay? The way that I feel, I was just telling my man, I was like, oh my God, after exercise, like after I exercise, I feel like I could do anything. I feel like if I was feeling down, if I was feeling blue, if there isn't even something I have to deal with, if I exercise first, I could see my way out. I could see solutions. I believe that it's gonna all be okay. It's a wonderful thing. Like it's a seriously wonderful thing to get those that dopamine, that what you call those happy endorphins. Like y'all exercise, it gives you that confidence. And then especially, this is what I say, movement, exercise. So something a little intense though, something a little more than the easiest thing you ever did. It has to, I love the idea of Dr. Joe Dispenza when he talks about breaking the habit of being yourself. He says, when you go into meditation, you only get up after you feel like you're not the same person who sat down. And I feel like the same thing with exercise. If you're doing exercise or some type of movement, but it's just okay, I got my mile or two in, or okay, I did my daily whatever movement, but it didn't push you further. It didn't change who you were before you started that exercise or movement. That's not it. And that's not going to give you that extra boost that you may need to deal with life. Because life is always happening as long as we're in the body. And even at then, there's other levels. But let's just say as long as we're in the body, right? So it's such a combat. Like it combats so much. I really want to inspire y'all. Thank you for being here, all the ladies and the gentlemen that are here. I just want to inspire you. Get that movement in. Exercise to me, because it does so much for me. Well, let me say this, especially when, this is a good part that I want to make sure I get past, they'll get through, especially when I don't want to do it. I think that's the best time. I think it's when you don't want to do it because you worked out yesterday or you did a lot the day before. You're just you're tired, not extremely tired, but you're tired. Even though you got your 8 hours, which I did, you're just feeling late, or sometimes you're just feeling lazy. If you could do it that time, and even though as you're doing it, there's parts that we start to begin and you're like, oh, I could stop at any moment. We don't have to finish it all. I don't have to do all the reps. You know what I'm saying? And when you can get past that, because now you got past the physical where I could just stay in bed or do nothing. You got past the physical, which is already challenging, right? So you physically got yourself up and on that floor or however you do your thing. Then you're on there, but at some point you're laying down, you just start thinking about, I don't have to do full reps. I don't have to do the whole thing. I can just do a little bit, but you go further. Now you got by the mental. And by the end of it, especially when you're doing your cool down, you are fully in the spiritual. And that spiritual is very relaxing. Now you got all those endorphins, you're feeling really good, but you're also feeling accomplished. That, to me, it builds my confidence and lets me know I'm doing what I want to do. And yes, I love the way I'm feeling and looking. I love it. It makes me feel amazing, like to be strong and as above, so below, as within, so without. Like, so that strength, like it may look like it's strong on the outside, but the strength is in the inside as well. And it's very, very special. Hello. So I'm going to the woods. I gotta check on. We got some work being done on our land. But just wanted to show. I know I got black on, but child girl is getting her fit on. I'm getting my fit on. And I really, really love it. I really am happy. I feel so strong. I notice too when you strengthen your body, The other things that you can do, hold on one second, y'all. Starting early. The other things that you can do is just, it really helps you. Like, okay, I'll go basic, opening that jar, that's a little tight, right? Also, walking, like maybe at points, I'm with three guys, they're all younger than me, as we was doing our little hike from one land to our other land. All of these things, right? Normally, I remember being tired. The boy that was way younger than me was more tired than I was, and I was getting it, and it was a tranquility because I was feeling the nature, the sounds of the birds, the smells of the fragrance of the flowers. I mean, it's a whole mind, body, spirit thing going on here. Very holistic too in nature, and I'm just feeling all of that, and I realized, wow, I did it. I want to check my blood pressure. It was perfect. It was just like, wow. And it made me think, like, we really all are doing too much. Even the ones, especially when we live in cities, or there's the rat race, or there's these things that we have to have do, which is like our rent. All these things that we have to have do, like our rent, or, you know what I'm saying? Like this real life stuff. We need something that's going to help us not approach those things in a manic state, in a fearful state. That is why it's important. We see a lot of women sometimes on the internet and they show us all the stuff they're doing, but it seems very much for gains. And it's not so much the spiritual or the mental sometimes gains, it's this physical gains. Look at my booty, look at my arm, look at my, what? No, it's deeper than that. The rest of the gains are their bonuses. They're not the main, dish. And I just want to share that with y'all, like how you can almost feel like your life is almost kind of feeling that there's some form of perfection. No, and let me say this is Lisa Marie, and I hope that you are all perfect, whole, and complete. And that is that perfect, thank you for the thumbs up too. That is that perfect, whole, and completeness that now I truly understand. I now know the difference. Let's see, my water's running. Hold on, y'all. That was the neighbor. I now know that difference of that perfect, whole, and completeness. I mean, like, I now know what that is as opposed to just perfection, right? So, I'm going to, this is another beautiful head wrap that Manasi created. And I thought it would match my outfit because, like I said, when you go into the woods or the forest or the bush, you really want to cover your head. Right? Just everything. You can get caught up in the tree, child. Bugs or whatever it is. So I'm going to cover my head. I'm waiting on, I went and ordered all of these herbs. So I'm waiting on the woman to deliver them. So they have a great little system here. I'm in the Volta region, which I always tell you it's like a good 6 hours away from Accra. Accra, my dears, is the mecca of Ghana to me. Meaning, and it's the source in a lot of ways to get a lot of things, right? Although those things are coming from different parts of Ghana, it all ends up there. So when you want something that your smaller town doesn't have, you can go to Accra and have them send it to a car. Or in my case, greetings, I found a place in the capital of the Volta region, and the capital is called Ho, H-O. And it's a wonderful, oh my gosh, she has all the herbs that I would use in the States that I'm familiar with that are good. And so I go there and health foods and nuts and seeds and organic and everything. And it's called D Marts Organics. It's called D Marks Organic. If you decide to, if you're ever in the whole area or if you're ever even in the Volta region, it's called D Mark or D Marks Organics. Wonderful place to get your healthy foods and your nuts and seeds and your herbs and your oils. Your I use for my face. It's real simple. I wash my face with black soap or this other local soap here, a coconut soap, coconut based soap, and then I use rose hip seed oil. That's it. Um, my body, same black soap or the coconut soap, whichever one I got, and local coconut soap, or and then I use shea butter. There's nothing else. I don't do anything else. I used to have, I forgot to order it from her, but she has like, and a lot of people here, they have, well, not a lot, but the health food stores. I also will use rose water when I have it as well, but I don't actually have that. Well, so I asked about my skincare routine, and I'm going to do nighttime routines on this channel and my other channel, Afro Central Home Design, but I don't really do a lot. I feel like healthy skin is from within. Healthy skin is from within. Like, drink, of course, your adequate amount of water. Okay, I'm gonna go again. You know what else to me my skin glows the most is when I do my exercise. When I get sun and when I sweat. I don't do my exercise, I sweat a lot. When I walk and be in the sun, I'm sweating a lot as well. So that nourishment. In all fairness, too, although people have said my skin has been nice for a long time, but in all fairness, I'm in Africa too, so you have a lot of moisture too. I find being in, even when I'm in Accra and that sun, and then I'm walking all the time, I feel like my skin will glow too. But here you have a lot of the air is fresh, and then going up to the village, the air is even fresher because you have no higher elevation, the mountains, and even less pollution. I think they got, child, like 3, 4 cars that go up and down there, and that's about it. So yeah, but the trolls, I don't know why the trolls are so much on our channel, but and I don't have my moderators, but I guess they ain't got nothing else to do. I think they secretly love it. I think they're amazed. They're like, wow, we've been talking about those people, but look at them glowing and shining. I really do. I think they're just absolutely mesmerized. And I'm saying that for all of us. Like, I think the people that pretend they hate you the most is the one that wish they were you. And I could really see it. There's nothing to say. It's like, oh, well, you know. That's what I said. That love for ourselves and being with ourselves is such a beautiful thing. I was thinking about that today. I was watching this woman being interviewed by a channel called, I think it's called Vegan Linked. And he's a white gentleman. Yeah, sounds young. I don't see his face, just hear his voice. And she's an amazing holistic practitioner out of Atlanta. Her name is Adama. I forget her last name. Her last name is Adama. And he was asking her about all these different foods that she doesn't eat. And he was like, but Dr. McDougall said it was great. And all these white physicians that definitely, like, kudos for them that they're on the vegan tip and helping their patients also be on the vegan tip. But it's still, vegan is like this long, it's vast, right? You could say you're vegan and it means what it means to one person in their diet, it might mean something to another. And as we get older, we want to refine. Like, we don't want to really be doing the tofu if we're 30 years in. And a lot of times when I have problems with mucus and stuff, it's the tofu, it's the brown rice. These are the things that our body absolutely, as you get older, and as you've been on the journey for a while, now if you're transitioning, then this is, those things might be helpful. But, and so he was asking her about these different things that these white physicians say are so great. And she said, brother, she said, I'm helping melanated people. Like, I'm helping my people, and our diet needs to be different. I still believe it. I when I was watching, I don't know how I got lost, and I'm on the internet, and I'm watching all these things about this menopause, but I'm watching it from a white woman's point of view, who do all these tests and science, but none of it is tested on us. It's obvious that they're not testing about what menopause does to a woman on the black woman. I'm sure, right? And some people say it doesn't make a difference, but they have scientifically proved that we are in a lot of ways different. So once I realized, okay, wait, you're asking somebody that don't know you about you and your symptoms, and I was like, why Queen Fu didn't write the book on menopause, or the sister? And what I realized is because if you continue to have your herbs there are certain things that you're not even going to go through. If you continue to refine your lifestyle, even you can say I'm like I can say, oh, I've been a vegan for 30 years, but if I'm still eating the same foods that I ate 30 years ago, then I may as well not even say nothing about being a vegan. I haven't refined my lifestyle. And so as we get older, it's almost like worrying less about menopause and worrying more about refining our lifestyle. But one of the things that just Dharma, Queen of Food, and all of them state, and Dr. Sabi as well, is the amount of herbs, because the herbs are the medicine. It's just like if we talk about eating the leafy greens, which is great, and there's some raw foods, which is great, but what are we really talking about? We're talking about these nutrients that the body needs, particularly the body as it ages, in the men and women. And once you understand that, wow, I can get these nutrients, I don't have to so worry about the food in this form of kale or, the raw foods. I can get it through the bark, the roots, the leaf, the powders, because that's what my body really needs. And these medicines can be antibacterial, antimicrobial, anti-hypertensive, you know what I'm saying? And I get it now. Like I get it now. It's like, no, that's how they do it. So you don't necessarily, not that you don't have a change, that your body stops, having a cycle. Menopause is menses on pause. And I say they gone. They're not even on pause. They gone, right? But it doesn't, so there's things that your body will require that would be helpful. You're welcome, Emily. That would be helpful to you. That's what I really realized. Is like, so I ordered a bunch of herbs from this organic place that I told you about that's in 2 hours away from here. And I'm going to the wood. I'm going to my land, but I need to wait for her to send. She sent the herbs, and I'm waiting for the driver to bring it. And I mean, I got some echinacea, burdock root, nettles, red raspberry, parsley, dandelion. That's a few more that I can't remember all the ones I ordered, but I realized these are herbs that are balancing the hormones, herbs that are great for the urinary tract, herbs that are good for natural estrogen. It's in the herbs. It's food still, right? Whether it's the dry form or the root form. I mean, here you will see, you'll walk by and you'll see certain trees, and you'll see like somebody's chipping the tree. And it's because the people know that that tree here is medicine, and they're taking the bark and they're using the bark for medicine. So they're doing a lot of preventative stuff, but they're also doing a lot of stuff that will actually remedy something that has occurred. It's all about the herbs. It's all about the medicine. If you could go to a doctor to get the medicine, then wouldn't the universe that created the doctors would also already have the medicine here? It's like, I feel like there's so many things people say should be taught in school. I feel like what should be taught, period, whatever way we can get it, is how to take care of our bodies. Because that's where we live for real. And that's what we're going to go through for the rest of our lives. That's what we say. That's the truth. The fact that everybody, and so the fact is, though, we have those healers, and we've had those healers, and the people in our community that maybe couldn't read and write, so-called literate, but they knew knowledge of the herbs. I think the greatest tragedy is our disconnection to nature, not just in walking on a trail or taking a hike, but the identification of the plants. Even if, like, we didn't study the plants, I think about George Washington Carver, who identified how many hundreds, if not thousands, of usages of plants. And he said the plants told him what they were good for. He didn't, he wanted to be, of course, a great scientist as well, but the plants talked to him. I think we do have that ability. Like I said yesterday, I went to I was in the woods, I was in the village where it's really pristine and the air is clean and, water is clean. The water that comes from the waterfall from the mountains, basically, mountain spring, you can drink it. It's this amazing place, right? So And I was saying, wow, how great I feel just walking. It shows you that these cities or semi-cities or sub-cities or, I mean, suburbs too, like the suburbs is great, but if everybody's getting their hedges cut and they're using all of that gas or fuel, it's kind of noise pollution, let alone what it's emitting, or you're using pesticides to make the grass greener or stay that way. We're still getting those toxins. We have to be in places that are very clean. Like I was telling, and I see, so we have some farmland, and so people was like, oh, you should let us, or you should grow cassava and maize. And I'm like, first of all, I don't eat cassava or maize. Maize is corn. So I don't eat neither one of them. And I know for a fact, even on the small farms, because they are pushing them, they're giving it for free to them, the pesticides to use on these small farms. And so I don't want to eat pesticides. I want to have organic farming and on my small farm. This is unnecessary. It's not, I mean, you don't have to go that route. They were not going that route before the chemicals came. They were more in harmony with nature. And that's all I want to be. You don't need all that. What's that for? So you don't lose a certain amount of crops. I feel like in life, certain amount got to go. Some, I mean, it's an ecosystem, right? It's an ecosystem. So the pests that get some of that food, they say that's how you know it's good food. You know it's organic. Some is gonna have to go too. You have like tithing, but there's always these resources. So I'm so blessed. I'm very thankful for Cape Coast in that I met the people that were really into the serious farming. These are Ghanaians, and they're willing to come up to wherever you are and help you farm organically. I told them no cassava, what's the other? No cassava, no maize. This is what we gonna plant. We gonna plant stuff that indigenously grow here: mango, pear, which is avocado, coconuts, flower beds. You know what I'm saying? And other amazing, delicious fruits that I can't even remember all of them. That's what we're planting, and we're not spraying nothing. And we don't have to be up there all day for them to grow. They already know their cycle and what to do. Let me get all these people out. All the haters. Because I don't have my people. Yeah, I don't have my people. So I'm sorry, y'all, if I got to do this, but they are loving me right now. This is too good for them. They like, girl, it's so much. So yeah, y'all. It's really important that we spend not just time in nature, but what are we doing in nature, and what are we wanting to receive in nature? You know what I'm saying? What are we doing in nature? I think we got to get past just walking in it and really understand we are it, and how do we connect to that. And that's just where I've been lately. That's just where my mind is. My mind is going. What I want, how I want it. I want it to be natural in every way that I can. I'm learning so much about myself as I age and as I grow and as I learn and as I receive. It's so much more deeper than this. Like I said, the trolls, everything. I almost feel sorry for them. I actually have compassion for them. I mean, your life got to be nothing if that's what you do on the internet. Like, that's sad. That society, I think our modern society produces a lot of sad people. And I feel I just don't want to be one of them. And I feel like we got to find our joy. And we have to do it in the ways that make us feel good. Because it's important. It's very important. And I was thinking this morning, like every time I get out, I don't know if I'll tell you this, but every time I get up, did you hear that sound right there? When I hear that, I say, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Just being out here, I feel so blessed and so grateful. So, yes, don't you love listening to it, Emily? Such a blessing. And it just harmonizes you. Now, people love to say, I think the new term is, I need something that calms my nervous system. Wow. That'll do it right there. That will do it right there. That will calm your nervous system. And it's such a blessing. Sounds of birds. I was just listening to you then said it. Wow, I know you can't help it, right? If people knew how sounds of birds, yes, samurai. If people knew how healing to the body, to the organs, to the cells, that sound is. And so what does that mean? That means that the opposite of the birds and the goats in the morning and the sheep was stay doing their thing, sounds, it's got to be detrimental to the nervous system. The constant honking of the alarms on cars, the horns, the traffic, the anger in people's voice. Thank you for the love. I mean, that cannot. I mean, when I was in school, I was in JHS, junior high school. I remember elementary school, they had this thing called noise pollution. That says something right there. Uh, if that's a true question, and I'm not sure, what is the meaning of life to you? Is the question. Because for me, and I think it's the answer. The meaning of life is to live. And living means to live well and abundant and joyful and happy. And I think there's a lot of ease that we forget. We even try hard to live a good life when it's just something that's naturally around us. I think once we come out of the natural environments, everything else is just work. I mean, everything else is what I think that we're naturally supposed to be in natural environments. We're supposed to be in nature on a deep. Good morning, Book Miss T Baby. Yes, okay, Angel. Oh my girl, I'm so glad we're on the same wavelength. Yes, Angel. That's what I think. I mean, like I said, I'm here in town, is what they say. And I can hear the birds, right? I can hear the sheep as they go by. I can hear the sounds of the goats. Like I can just hear the wind moving through the trees, and it's nice and it's great. But then I went up to the village, which is really quiet. I mean, really hardly no cars. The only cars that go on up there is going from this town to going up there to drop people off to go back. And about 2 o'clock, you can't even get a car in and out. All you do is get these things, the motors. So you're talking about, I was sitting under this huge, tall palm tree, and I kept hearing the sound. Now, this is deep, right? Like, what is that sound? It wasn't bad. It was just, I never felt like I heard that sound. It was the wind blowing through the trees. But because of the elevation, the fact that it was not surrounded by mountains, and that there was nothing else to obstruct it, like all the noises you hear in the city, the sound itself was, I didn't even recognize it. Yes, thank you for the love. I didn't even recognize it. That's out of touch. That's like, whoa, come down about 1,000, like, whoa. So that right there, and like I said, we're going up again, like, yeah, I just feel like if I did actually build a structure there, which I definitely am, and stay for 1 month, what that would possibly do. This is a step up already from Accra. Like, I don't think I could do the Accra thing, like, and I don't think that, yes, OMG, yes, Emily, that's so beautiful, yes. Thank you, Angel. But I'm mad that many are robbed of that experience. And let's talk about that. I'm at the beach right now. That's right. The ocean's so calm, peaceful for me. That's right, Book Miss T, baby. All of it. The ocean, the woods. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's so many ways to do it because the Most High is an awesome and amazing artist, architect. You know, so yeah, it's not just one way. So let me say this. I am not happy that this very simple thing seems to become a very privileged thing, right? It's almost an elite thing to be able to live in the hills. I lived in California half my life, the Bay Area. And when you would go walking in the hills, we hardly was up there. It was all very privileged, very Eurocentric, communities that would let you walk on them hills, but I mean on those trails, but they're watching you, you know what I'm saying? and you went back down to the flatlands because that's where you lived. You get it? And so you felt what you're saying is like, wow, you have to be rich or look a certain way in order to enjoy this nature, which is naturally occurring. It's not right, right? So then I looked when I would go down to the flatlands back down, I would think to myself, I think the education is not there for our people. Because I don't think those people, if you said, I'm going to the hills, they'd be like, good luck. There's bears up there. I don't like bugs. I don't want to stay in the sun. So I think the indoctrination is worse than what was the result of it now is if I tell them that all the things about nature is bad and scary and dangerous, I don't really have to worry about them ever wanting it anyway. It's like saying to, yes, thank you for the love. It's like saying Africa is the worst and it's this and it's that, but yet they're here. They're here in droves and they live very well. Why are they not up in Europe hanging out? And Paris is such a great place. You know what I'm saying? So it shows you that at first you got to make the people not want it, not like it. So I think they done a good job. Yeah. Because a lot of our folks, y'all get in the conversation. They be like, girl, bye. I need my high rise. They would love, I need my high rise. I need my trail that goes around Central Park. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I need. All that other stuff ain't nothing to do. It's boring in nature. Oh, this because stuff I hear. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, thank you for the love. So I feel like that the ones that are going to get it are going to be the ones that get it. And hopefully will change the direction. I think that's what we do each generation. So the ones coming behind us will realize they lied. That city hustle, that grinding, oh good, that sleeping when you dead. You know, people say that I'll sleep when I'm dead. Oh, this is a problem. Thank you for the love. Like this is a problem. It's so I think that was the biggest tragedy is that they told you you shouldn't want this. People like, oh, and Accra, struggling and getting nothing. They only make enough money to eat for the day. I promise you. Now, you know that's a rat race. You only make enough money to eat for the day. So you leave everything. You leave your house in the village. Yeah. You leave the land that was left to you from your great, 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 great grandfather. Yes. You actually have a house and you go to Accra and you sleep on the ground. You sleep on the floor. You hustle all day and then you sleep on the ground. And you die. And then when they get sick, they send them back. They come back to the village to get well, and then they go back down again. Somebody will say this in the village, you'll never go hungry because you're farming, so you can always grow food. They're not hungry, I'll tell you that. They eat every day. They can make everything, so they trade with each other. But some tell them that you're missing out on something. Gotta go to Accra. The children don't want to farm because it's not cool, right? It's not dope. It's not fly. So they think they go down Accra and they go and they get sick. Some don't make it. So it's a mental thing for sure. It's a mental thing for you. Hold on, y'all. Uh, okay, if that could be true. Um, yes, that weirds you away, don't it? That grind. I mean, we're not even listening to, are we? We're not even listening to what we're saying. We're not even listening to what we're thinking. You know what I'm saying? Girl Pop, have you seen the revolution of graffiti artists? Okay, Girly Pop. I'm talking that one big old vacant building brought so many people together and protest. Artists and protest is so motivating. That's right, sis. That's right. So let me see. Yes, it does. Girl, someone needs to do is help fly me out and give me a bed. I'm there. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely, Angel. So it is, yeah, we're going to get it. And I think the world's going to get it. And I think the world is slowly getting it. And I think that's what fears them. It's like they found out anyway because people are suffering and they don't have to. they're suffering because of, in some ways, and we think modernization, but in a lot of ways, very detrimental, especially to an indigenous person who's more, that's the idea of indigenous to the earth and the earthly ways. And I think that, and I say earth meaning the ground, the land, the dirt. That's, I mean, if you lose that, they scientifically shown that so many different ethnic groups that did leave that, and they're, a lot of them are not even here. So, everything I do, like I teach master classes, and for those that say, "Wow, this is deep," and I want it. And I was talking about this idea called changing the channel. I did a master class, changing the channel, how to use your home base to create magic and enchantment, because that's what I feel like. Thanks to one of my subscribers that gave me the word magical and enchanting, is exactly what I'm living. And it's not. I don't grind. I don't have 1,000 clients. I don't have a marketing funnel. At this point, I don't even have an email list. My money probably, sometimes they don't even give me a 1099. I don't even make that much. So how am I living a life that I'm happy with? And so this next masterclass is this Sunday. If you go to my website, afrocentrichomedesign at gmail.com, I'm sorry, afrocentrichomedesign.com, it'll be in the description box. It is, the one you're looking for is virtual ashram. You do have to be on Facebook, have a Facebook profile to be a part of the class. It is a private class, hidden class. It's from 12 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll find it on the website under virtual ashram. And so now we're talking about the manifestation of that thing that you think you need, which is the finances or the money, in order to have what you want. And that is all an illusion anyway. And I want to go deep. And I want you to leave the 2 hour to 3, it might go to 3, so leave that time open. It's 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. I want you to have real stuff that says, wow, I know I could do it. I heard what she said. And I know she told me what she's doing and how. But it's not just what I'm doing, it's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual. And and when you get the spiritual piece down, you got everything. So I just wanted to share that. So y'all, I am going to go because I should be leaving soon. Girl, oh, yes, thank you. And I love y'all. Let me just get rid of this one more. And I will see y'all all in the next one. Please feel free to visit the website, Afrocentric Home Design. And please take care, you too, Angel. And please join the next masterclass. You won't regret it. You won't. I'll see y'all in the next one. Love you, ladies and gentlemen. Peace and love.